Futures fees. Learning objectives for this video: to understand the difference between futures trading fees and spot trading fees, and to learn about options that can reduce your fees wherever possible. Futures fees. So we need to understand the difference between the maker fee and the taker fee. The easiest way I like to remember it is the maker is when you are making liquidity for the order book. So that is when you are placing a fixed limit order to open a position, and your order goes onto the order book and we wait for that to be filled. So you are making liquidity, you're adding liquidity to the market, you're making liquidity, and you might have to wait a few more seconds or a few more minutes for that order to be filled, and sometimes you may miss it, but it just allows you to get in with a limit order, with the limit order fees, to open your position at a price that you know when opening a position. The taker fee is when you are taking away liquidity from the order book. So you are getting in immediately and opening a position or closing a position with a market order. So that means you have opened a position immediately or closed a position immediately with a market order, taking away liquidity from the order book. And there's a difference in fees with the maker and taker. The standard maker is 0.02%. and the standard taker is 0.04%. Now these percentages might not sound very large. However, the taker, when you open or close a position immediately, is double that of the maker. So even though those percentages are quite small, they are magnified with the leverage. So it's important to understand the difference here, especially with trading. When you first get into it, you might suffer from a bit of FOMO and not having that discipline to use the maker fees and take advantage of that when opening a position for a limit order will just cost you more money in the long run. So taker being double the maker, the leverage multiplies the fees. Okay, so if you're using one leverage, 0.02% or 0.04. If we're using 10 leverage, that's going to be the fees multiplied by the amount of leverage that you use. So the more leverage, the more fees. It rises in line together. We recommend limit orders to open your position and to take the profit when closing your position. And we recommend using the stock market order, which would suffer from the taker fees, but that's the only way to guarantee prevention of liquidation when closing your position. If you were to use a limit order to close your position on the loss, it could potentially skip on the order book, and you could be left with a position that's continuing to go down. So that's the difference between the maker and the taker. Even though it might only look like a small difference here, it's important to know the differences. But most of the time, you're going to be using the maker fees to open your positions and close your positions in profit. It's only when you close a position in a loss, we're going to be using the taker stock market order. Reducing fees. As I've said, fees are in line with your leverage. Okay, so as that leverage goes up, your fees do go up. So when using high leverage, 30, 40, 50x, these fees can add up quite a lot. So anything we can do to reduce those fees is in our interest, because the more we can reduce off the fees, the more profit is going to be in your back pocket. So Binance have some levels. You'll start off at VIP level 0, and you can click in the top right hand corner on your fees button and see exactly how much you've traded. And in a 30-day period, Binance will keep a track of all of the positions that you've opened and closed. And if you reach certain thresholds, they will reduce your fees. Using the Binance coin also saves a further 10% on your fees. So if you transfer some Binance coin to your futures wallet, it will automatically use your Binance coin for the fees and not your dollars, but it will only charge you 90% of the fees. You'll save 10%. We also have a special link on the dashboard, which is an affiliate link which gives you a saving, and it also passes a little bit on to us as a reward for providing all of this education for you. So it comes off Binance's profit, and we've decided to share some with you, and then we get 10% too. So there is a link on the dashboard if you wanted to use that. If you already have an account, you can set up another account. But again, all these savings really do start to add up with the leverage and mean it's just going to be more profit. Some of the calculations I've done just on making a few trades a day, 5 days per week, just with a few of these savings, you're looking at thousands back in your account over the year. So this is a screenshot from Binance. If you click on that top right link, this is where you'll see the different VIP levels. Some of the VIP levels are probably unobtainable for most people, but they do cater for very big traders. But it's nice to know that if we are trading over 250 Bitcoin, which might sound a lot, but over a 30-day period using leverage, that is not too unachievable for most traders. And you can see the maker here, they get reduced from 0.02 to 0.016. So that's quite a saving. Then with the Binance coin you've got here, then also with the affiliate link, all of these savings add up really nicely. So you've got more on your end. Profit example, we're going to use $1,000 at 50x leverage here. So if you had $1,000 you were going to trade with, it's in your futures wallet, you're going to do a trade, you're going to use 50 leverage. So in essence, you'd be trading 50,000. All right. The maker, the limit order to open your position will be 0.02% times the 50,000. So that would be $10 paid to Binance as part of the fees. The profit then, if we're going for a 10% profit here, the 50 grand will be turned to 55,000. Again, times the maker fees, 0.02% is $11. So we've turned 1,000 to 1,100. We've got to take off the fees for opening the position and closing the position. So we take off the 11, we take off the 10, it's about $1,079, a profit of $79. So it's about, we've gone for 10%, with the fees coming off, we've got about 8%, with only a small movement in the coin. Taker for C1M stop loss. Futures is fast moving, so there is a risk of your limit order being skipped in the order book, and we need your money protected. You need to be prevented from liquidation 100%. So when setting a stop loss, we always advise using the market order, even though it's higher taker fees, 0.04 as standard of that of the maker, 0.02%. It is the only way to prevent your market order not being filled. Let's look at a loss example. $1,000 again at the 50x is the 50,000. We know we've got the $10 limit order for opening the position, but in this example, at a loss of 10%, that goes to $45,000. That is going to be times 0.04%, which is the taker fees for this protection order that we have been mentioning, which is the only way to prevent. So that would be $18. 1,000 minus the 100, 10% that we've lost, you'd have to minus the 18 and then the 10. So that would be $872 approximately, a loss of $128. So just to bear in mind the difference with the fees, you've got fees on both sides, but with the loss, the fees are slightly more because of the market order and the only way to prevent the liquidation. So points to remember, as we know, fees are multiplied with the leverage. So that's why we've really made sure that you've got all of the different ways to reduce those fees, because they really do add up. Savings are multiplied with the BNB, the VIP levels, the affiliate program link. So please make sure you're using all of those. C1M, we recommend a limit order to open your position, and to close your position, a limit order for take profit, and a market order for the stop loss, for that full 100% protection.